And we're back for the second two-game series here in the JDL Season 3 Asian Division. Finally, the Asian game started. Today we already had a good game, Titan versus Myth, and now we are looking at Kingdom versus Immunity. A fairly even matchup, I think. Both play in a full roster, I think. Or actually, no, Kingdom has one stand-in, but I don't know if that's just a stand-in, like a real stand-in, or if it's just not a finalized roster. We have to see. Either way, it should be fairly even, and let's see. My name is HeflaTV, and coming with me is Coucher. Let's hop into the draft.
Music, actually, he has stood in for Kingdom before, but he's not in their full 5 roster. But he has played with them quite often, especially at the end of Season 2. So, not a regular member in the 5 roster, but still they played with him often enough. And actually, this match should have been the deciding factor of who gets into Division 1. It would have been the loser bracket final of the Division 1-2 playoffs, Kingdom versus Immunity. But since there was enough space, both teams actually got into Division 1. Kingdom, they've already played one game against Myth. They won 2-0. So they started off well. And I'm a little bit interested to see who actually wins this and who would have otherwise gotten into Division 1.
Yep, absolutely. And, well, I mean, the Asian division, it's quite interesting because as far as I know, like the current standings are even, I think Immunity is leading, but obviously there's not many games played, so I mean, that's easy to be there. But the Asian group is definitely full of surprises this time. I mean, Titan is clearly the favorite, like when it comes to the C scene, absolutely, well, I wouldn't say dominating, but their experience, how they play at the moment, how they synergize, how they draft, it's just, yeah. But the question is who is following in Kingdoms, I say, who's following in Titan steps. I mean, Myth, they put up a good fight, but it wasn't good enough. Like, maybe one of those teams can actually do something.
Yeah, this is the third game being played in JDL Asia overall this season. It has only been Kingdom versus Myth, as well as Myth versus Titan now. So both Kingdom and Titan, they are 2-0, whereas Myth is 0-4. So nobody has kind of pulled ahead yet. But if Kingdom managed to win this, they are looking extremely good, at least for the start of the season. But coming to this draft, it's rather standard as far as the bans go. Ember Spirit, maybe not as much, but other than that, just 100% standard all around.
Yeah, it means Void and Razor have space to come, and we already saw the Razor coming out right now. Kingdom decides to go for it, and now the question is, do we see a Void Scarab Mage pickup, for example, for Immunity? That would something I'd go for, because it's just too strong to be ignored.
Yeah, I mean, although Razor is decent enough against the Faceless Void, if you also have the Scarab Mage, I've just seen it so many times that even if Razor builds a BKB, just doesn't get to activate it. Time Walk in, Chronosphere up, Mystic Flare on the Razor's head, and he's dead. And even if he does survive the Chronosphere, it's with so little HP that he gets taken out afterwards immediately, but it's a Lich Faceless Void combo instead.
Okay, I don't know how to understand this. Like, I mean, the Lich, okay, it's a decent hero as such. Like, we seen him now often played in a dual mid lane setup. But if you have the first two picks here and you have the Scarab Mage and the Faceless Void as an option, I would go straight for it. But it seems like Immunity, they want to go for something else, have another plan. And well, let's see where this leads us.
I just think that the Lich, I'm not too sure if Kingdom would have banned it otherwise. I just feel like Immunity would have had the space to go for any other hero that they wish to get for themselves for the rest of the draft and just pick the Lich up later on. But I mean, they must have their plan with this. So Kingdom now, Shadow Shaman maybe?
Yep. Shadow Shaman would be a nice option, or maybe even the Scarab Mage for themselves. I mean, we've seen the Scarab Mage, like, laning presence as well as the roaming presence is quite strong on him, so, well, we have to see. I mean, I would pick him. It would also not be too bad against the Faceless Void, but well, they secure the Death Prophet, so the pushing potential is coming out instead. That gives, of course, the Razor then with the Aghanim Scepter, one pusher, the Death Prophet, either way, a pusher, a strong pusher. The question is now, who is mid? Both could go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the good part about Kingdom's draft thus far. It is flexible, of course. And I have to say that the Lich isn't bad at all to stop the Razor from pushing with the Eye of the Storm, which is physical damage, as well as the Exorcism from the Death Prophet. So just has the potential to slow down pushes considerably, but both Kingdom's heroes at the moment are heroes that once their ultimates are activated, they can still dish out the damage even when being just locked down in the Chronosphere.
Yep. I mean, right now, I'm looking for more. I mean, it's always like this, and I'm always the same when I'm looking at the Faceless Void. I just want more external damage into that Chronosphere. That's what I'm looking for. That's why I wanted the Faceless Void. I say the Skyrath Mage. They ban out the AA for obvious reasons. You already said that. Now we have the Earthshaker ban out on the other side. Okay, understandable, because the Earthshaker really has a very popular state or position at the moment in the current meta. But let's see. Kingdom has one more option to actually get something away from the Chrono, and I would do it. I would do the Skyrath Mage completely out now. But okay, it is a Tinker. Maybe not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, Tinker definitely provides a lot of external damage into the Chronosphere, as well as just having the ability to stop pushes so damn efficiently. And Immunity Dota, I mean, they already took out one support, so I really think Shadow Shaman, unless they want to pick it up themselves now as their third pick, might be a worthy ban, because if they get any more push, even with the Lich Frost Armor, it might be just hard to stop it.
Yep, absolutely. And well, let's see. One more ban is left for immunity, but to be honest, I think they could ban out everything, because Kingdom, they focus on the cores here, and there might be every single support possible for that draft. To be honest, they could go for more push. The Rasta actually made it through the second ban stage, so that's something Kingdom could go for. But also immunity, like I wouldn't even mind a Rasta here. Maybe the first pushing source as such coming out for immunity. I think both teams could go for it. And what else we have there? Skyrath Mage is an option. I've been talking about him since I saw the Faceless Void, but so far both teams decide to not go for it. But now immunity, they have this. This is it, the third one. This is really it. If they want to go for a Skyrath Mage, they should do it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind the Witch Doctor either. Just getting at least one stun, because if you run a lineup just with no stuns, even if you have the burst or the slows, it might not be enough, and just have your enemy TP out. So the Chronosphere, is it going to be enough as a solo one? But well, they go for a Shadow Shaman, so that's plenty of lockdown, having the burst, having some push power as well, and also denying that pick to Kingdom at the same time.
Yep, but yeah, the Shadow Shaman, I definitely like it. I mean, it's some external damage into the Chrono with the Ether Shock, maybe some follow-up, maybe also to hold people in place so that the Chrono comes up. It's a nice roam as well, and of course the Master Open Wards, if correctly placed, they can also go for nice damage into the Chronosphere. So considering all that, I guess the Shadow Shaman is a good pickup. I would have liked a Skyrath Mage a tiny bit more, but I mean, I predicted both of them to come in those picks. But okay, Kingdom, they don't agree with me. They go for a Shadow Demon, which is a counter push to the Faceless Void, obviously.
Yeah, it's really nice to just have the ability to defensively disrupt somebody. As well as the Soul Catcher, just boosting up damage is always going to be nice. I was maybe kind of expecting a Tide Hunter to come. I mean, of course, there's still room for it. It hasn't been banned. Fourth pick about to come for either side. And Kingdom, I guess, like Tide Hunter, maybe a Center War Runner as their offlaner.
Yep, that might be interesting. I mean, we still have Skyrath Mage, the Viper, 2 picks I would definitely see. The Mirana, maybe on the immunity side, would be interesting to pick up, actually, because the invisibility might make it, yeah, might make a nice mix into all of this. Or what else could it be? There is also a Furion. Like, okay, the Viper it is, so I wasn't even too wrong with this one. It had to come out on one of the teams, but I'm also looking at still Skyrath Mage, Furion. Those two, I think they could still fit in either team. For Kingdom, the Furion would definitely be a third pusher, plus the global presence, some magical damage coming from Nature's Wrath, etc., etc. I think that might be a good choice, and also a decent offlaner.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not out of the question. I actually think a support Mirana might also be a valid option for Kingdom. Just have a Shadow Demon Mirana plus a Razor maybe and go aggressive tri-lane. But they go for a Dazzle instead, and actually that doesn't definitely rule out the aggressive tri-lane still. Just disruption into the Shadow Wave. It does so much burst damage early on, and just the disruption together with the static link works pretty well together as well.
Absolutely, I can definitely see this working out. Shadow Demon and the Dazzle, sure, that is some nice bursts, but it is only for like the early game stages, mid game maybe. I would have wanted more push or more defensive abilities against the Faceless Void, like
And
just
Shallow Grave, you can't go more defensive almost.
yeah, but the range, like if the chrono positioning is right or the Dazzle is even inside the chrono, then the Shallow Grave doesn't really help you. That's my concern at least. And well, the last ban stage is on. The Bristleback is already out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Kingdom could have gone for it. Maybe they have played it a little bit more often than others. Can't really say too sure at the moment, but it would have been really hard to bring the Bristleback down, that's for sure at the moment, especially if the Dazzle is just providing the heals, extra armor as well. But
Yeah.
Kingdom now, their own 5th ban, they need to ban out a core, I guess. I mean, immunity, they have the 2 supports, the 2 cores. So either a safe lane carry or a potential offlaner if they want to have the Faceless Void safe lane.
Yeah, I can see it definitely like this. For Kingdom, I don't know, this is like who's gonna be the solo laner? I mean the last pick is all about like who's in that third lane. Right now I see the Death Prophet in the mid, the Razor in a tri lane.
Kingdom's gonna pick up Meepo now.
Ah, come on, Culture, stop dreaming.
And it's legit, man.
It's legit.
More Meepos being there for Shadow Wave damage from the Dazzle, and they banned out the Tidehunter as well, so...
Yeah, I mean Tidehunter was also something I completely forgot to think about in the draft. Yeah, that was about time that he gets banned out. But still, there's still a Skyrath Mage for immunity if they want to. And I think that wouldn't even be so bad. Like, we've seen Lich offlanes, for example. Then Faceless Void, Shadow Shaman, and Skyrath Mage could make a nice tri-lane and the Viper in the mid. I could imagine this for immunity. But it's a Weaver. Okay.
Yeah, I think it might be like a Lich Faceless offlane, Shadow Shaman, Weaver, safe, and Viper mid, something like that. Or the Weaver actually might even be mid lane up against the Razor. Of course, I don't believe Razor's gonna be mid lane, so if Kingdom are gonna go for aggressive tri-lane with Shadow, Demon, Dazzle, and Razor, having the Weaver on the safe lane is actually a pretty good choice because Kingdom's tri-lane have no stuns. Yes, they have the disruption, but after that, they just have no stuns at all, no slows even.
Yeah, locking them down is quite a hard task for them at the moment after the disruption, so I definitely see where you're going. I mean, we still have the Poison Touch of the Dazzle. Okay, that's a slow mini-sim, but just in the higher levels, and I don't know. Like, I didn't agree with the Weaver pickup, but I can see it work out. And Slark it is for Kingdom. Like, I think this is the first time I've seen a Skyrath Mage so bluntly being ignored, especially if you have a Faceless Voice set up for him.
Yeah, I think that's the most important part there. You have a Faceless Void and you just ignore that hero.
Yep. It's something I did not expect at all, and well, but it happens. And the fact is, we have a Slug and a Weaver as a last pick, and that means now they just pick up the heroes, and we're gonna see how they lane it. I mean, right now, they could shift it either way. Both teams have options. That's the good thing about both of the drafts. They have options. They can also swap around later if they see that a lane is not working out, so they can adjust to what the enemy is coming up with.
Yeah, it's always a nice ability to have, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if either side just goes for an aggressive 5-man rotation. Probably Kingdom rather than immunity, especially if Lich usually just wants to start with the sacrifice. So if he does, can just absolutely have zero help in the team fight early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess we're gonna introduce the teams. I'm starting here with Kingdom on the Dire side. We have Musica that's standing here on Slark. 2D is playing the Razor. Then Mr. Drakan is on the Shadow Shaman. Fixers playing the Death Prophet, and Smashy is last one. It is the Dazzle. Now they just write something. Can we remake? I was typing and I accidentally pumped.
Yeah, he skilled up Unstable Current.
Oh god. Well, it's not too too bad of a loss there. That's quite something to ask for a remake, but everybody agrees. And we go and make it happen, I guess.
Oh man, such a noob mistake.
Yeah, that's such a noob mistake, that's true. Well,
I just hope the admin was around as well, because we might just be looking at the admin AFKing and waiting for the lobby to pop up.
that might actually be interesting. Oh no, I have him in on Steam anyway, so he noticed he's in the main menu, so he's gonna set up a new lobby. I hope it's the same password. So, oh, who was it? 2D? We can blame 2D for it. 2D, what have you done?
Yeah, and the lobby is up now, so should be fine. I mean, the teams, at least hopefully, they're not going to delay this any further. Didn't look like anybody had some other issues to have any reasons to pause. The only thing is that there's about an hour and 30 minutes until another 2-game series. So worst case scenario, I just pop Skype onto my headset and start the stream with just music on HTV2.
What? What? I didn't understand.
I mean, the worst case, if this takes longer and
Oh,
considering they have to
yeah.
play 2 games with 1 hour and 30 minutes now.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna make it. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, I think we even have the same admin hosting it, so there will be maybe a small delay. Let's see. At 16, we have another game, and it should be just fine. Worst case scenario, you could also just cast from ticket, at least the first game. But let's see. It's like the first game here, Kingdom versus Immunity. We had a small remake, small delay, but we are on track.
I mean, I guess with the amount of push, at least potentially that Kingdom has, if they get the ball rolling early on, they might be able to just completely snowball. And that is also one huge reason that why 2D probably asked for that remake. Because if the Razor just doesn't get a good enough start early on,
Yeah.
their lineup might just fall apart because of it.
Especially with the tri-lane they go for, it's really important. I mean, the static link has a nice synergy with the disruption, so having the wrong skill there, I guess it's really crucial. That's why he asked for it, and well, by the courtesy of Immunity, they went for that remake, and now it's just 40 seconds till we finally see get a game coming up.
Yeah, it's... I just hope they remember to pick up the correct heroes now. Well, Kingdom done, has done it. Yes, Immunity. Score.
There's nothing worse than like multiple remakes. It's just horrible for a caster, like because you never know, like is there any delay in between? You have to swap overlays. You're not supposed to show the lobby chat, for example, stuff like that. But yeah, this time it was really fast and smooth. Now we just have to wait that 10 seconds where we should be back in the game. Unless someone is DCing or picking up wrong skills or something, we should be on track, please. But it looks
How
like
do we
this.
even do that? It was like I was typing and accidentally took wrong
Yeah.
skin.
No typing 2D anymore. So either way, I already introduced the Dia side. I'm not going to go for it again. So let's just look what we have on the Radiant side.
Just for their safe lane, at least for the time being, Godot will be hitting there on the Faceless Void, leaving Slicks to play the mid lane Viper as Risk on the Lich and actually dual off lane potentially or tri lane. We'll see. Shatan is going to be on the Shadow Shaman, and the last one is Balls on the Weaver.
Balls. That's a name. That's definitely a very interesting name to say the least. But yeah, wards are already coming out. We have one observer ward here in the mid providing some vision here. I like that ward, by the way. It's, what is that? Like some mechanical unit? Like a little observer camera?
I've never seen that, to be honest.
No, that's the first time I see it. But yeah, either way, so far nothing else is coming out, but soon the Dazzle has one, and he puts it here. We saw that already once today in the C area. It's a ward you not necessarily always catch if you have the sentry ward somewhere placed around this line here, and well, another observer ward here in the side, but this one is by the Faceless Void, so he knows exactly what's going on. And look at this sentry ward. The first CS goes to the Shadow Demon. Let's pop the champagne.
It was literally on the edge, and I actually thought that it's not in range as well. So a little bit lucky for Kingdom's
But
side
look at the observer ward. They put it in front of the tower. That's
Wow.
also a position I've never seen before. Like I've seen it behind the tower here, but in front of the tower, that's definitely interesting. So there is a lot of blocking going on. Like the big camps and the small camp is being blocked. The observer ward being dewarded, and they have all the time vision on it because they want to have it. And no, they might actually already go for it here. With the disruption, nope, just some harass coming in. But Smashy, he's really on the edge of the tower there. Now he's actually, wow, Smashy, what you doing? Now he's getting 3 hits here, and G-Dot is like, okay, let's just go on it.
I mean, slight mistake by Dazzle. I mean, taking 3 tower hits definitely hurt so much early. I mean, 2 base armor, not the highest, not the lowest, thanks to him, or thank God to him, but at the moment, I think actually that Immunity's tri-lane is gonna accomplish more just for the fact that Risk can sacrifice creep so damn often.
Yeah, well, let's see. At the moment, the Razor is doing the pulse on his own, but the Shadow Demon is actually coming here top, so the first rotation's already started. They, yep, abandoned the tri-lane idea. The Void will go, of course, just passive and try to do something as in leeching some experience, as we see right now, and this is, to be honest, a disappointment, because I thought Kingdom is gonna stick to that. Disruption into, like, the Shadow Wave, but with this rotation, I just don't see it happen anymore.
Yeah, and actually, do you know how Time Walk interacts with Pounce? I know that Mirana's Leap gets cancelled by Pounce, but I think Faces can still Time Walk out of it, right?
No, yeah, I think so.
We'll have to see. I mean, we're definitely gonna have at least one occasion this game, I think, where such a thing should happen.
But that's actually a good question. But yeah, I mean, the leap is limited to the pounds, but I think the time walk still works. But let's see. Like, I couldn't even bet on
Actually,
it.
it's not a disjoint. It should be rather like a leap. We'll see, but we do see smoke up from Lich as well as the Shadow Shaman. The courier is coming in from the right angle though. The side is just hugging the trees. Of course, Fixer was at the bottom side. The courier though, Shatan, can he get in range for a few right clicks? One more, he needs to get it. Oh, but Shatan is tanking up the tower. He's gonna go down before. Oh, what a huge mistake. Of course, got killed by the tire. Nobody helped out, so I mean, no huge mistake. Or not. I mean, oh man.
I mean, nobody got the credit for this one. I mean, there's no first blood spilled, no nothing, but still, that courier, like that little bird, like how he ran, he was like, no, 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 no. It was just amazing, and the higher Diamond wasn't just running under that tower. But he should have known that with a Rasta you just don't have enough movement speed, even if you have brown boots. That's the biggest problem. I mean, the courier has a 350 and you have a 355 movement speed. You, like, if you do one hit and then you want to catch up, that takes quite a while till you catch up. Plus the Shadow Fog of War when he goes uphill there, which he did, so yep. Also nice macro there coming out.
The Pounce want to go to the time walk out. Well, I guess he can time walk out easily out of bounds.
Yeah. So my guess was right. Like, this is sometimes, I don't know, things I should know, but sometimes there's this question.
It's just something you haven't seen, and in a game of Dota, with some abilities, it's just.
This is so close to first blood. Maybe ticking him over. No, it will not be enough. But one more poison attack that would have done the trick in the mid. So, wow, the Death Prophet getting really, really low here.
Initially slicks his maxed out poison attack as well, so it's level 3 already. Going for just the maximum amount of harass possible coming out. But one thing is that the Faceless Boy bottom lane, he's not getting too much farm at all. I mean, he was 0-0 like 1 minute ago, so at least catching up a little bit now. But even with the Shadow Demon rotating away, Smashy and Musica, looks like they are able to just apply enough pressure, whereas Razor is 17-0 on the safe lane. So doing a lot better than I would have guessed immediately, but oh, Frostblast is level 2 on Risk. They're going to go for Trakan. They get the Shackles, well, should be an easy kill. Balls is there, and it's going to be first blood. Weaver picks it up.
Yep, it was just about to cast that this defensive disruption, but it didn't come out. Like, oh, instead, nice bash here on the Slark, but yeah, it's just all about harass on the Void. It's just not working though. Like the Dazzle. Oh, there's a pounce, but time walk out easily.
Yeah, at least Musica is getting some Essence Shift stacks going. Level-wise though, Faceless Boy just pulling ahead, and once he gets level 6, maybe just has another hero rotate in, could set up easy kills, and I mean, to be honest, Faceless Void is pretty good against Slark all in all, because Chronosphere just completely counters the Shadow Dance.
Yep, absolutely, and oh, let's see. The pounce actually connecting this time on a Faceless Void, and he has no mana whatsoever, but also not enough damage. That's the problem. I mean, he's getting some stats off it. That's a 5 stacks, of course, stolen, but well, at least they managed to get him out. But at the same time, in the mid, the Death Prophet is going down, this time successfully. Last time he survived just on, yeah, like what, 10 HP? This time it was easy one with the help of the Hayataya man.
Yeah, and man, at the moment Rakan, he actually smoked up solo on the Shadow Demon, but couldn't decide whether to go mid lane or bottom lane, and with the time the smoke just kind of wore off and he got nothing accomplished. So Immunity, they're off to a decent enough start at the moment. I mean, Weaver is farming up, as is Slark, so in that way it's fine. But mid lane, this Viper is just dominating Fixers. I mean, Fixers has a reasonable amount of last hits on the Death Prophet, but I mean, he almost has died twice. Of course, gave away the one kill just now, but he is struggling.
Yep, absolutely. And well, so far Immunity, they are just holding back. They're just interested in getting the levels up, and that's exactly what they need to do. I mean, the Void, he's doing fine. It's 6 minutes in, and he's level 6. So Chronosphere ready. Like, it would be of course cool for him if he gets the PTs done before anything, because right now he's not really scary. Even if he has the Chrono, he needs the help of someone else to get actually something down. But also the Weaver is doing quite okay. I mean, 41 and 6 here in the tri lane, and the Razor, well, the Razor is doing the best he can. 23, like the side pulls are not getting prevented by any wards whatsoever, so that's okay for him. He gets at least something up, but it could of course be better. He finished just, yeah, the headdress is just finished. The buckler already came out before that. A stick, well, it should be enough for survivability for now, but let's see when he's joining the fight.
Well, at the moment, the thing is that even though Razor has a decent amount of last hit, some of them are of course jungle creeps, and he is falling behind in levels. And Faceless Void is a level and a half ahead of him. So Lich Deny comes in to play a little bit, but 2D has to be careful. Risk is gonna go in, the Frost Blast comes out, the slow is there, they need to get the shackles, anything like that. 2D, he's fast enough, no static link though, and he's just focusing on running.
Yep, they force the rotations come in here, and actually both of them, none of them get cancelled, so he's getting healed, he's getting a clarity as well. I don't know for what reason, because he still has enough, but oh, at the same time, some man fighting here on Musica. Oh, there's the Chrono, like after he got a bash. Easy one. Easy one. The higher diamond with the Adder Shark, with the lightning fingers, just finishing it. So the Slark, so far it has been nice. Oh, but in the mid, yeah, TP out. Is that enough damage? No, it's enough. He could have tried to get one more hit in there, but I don't think he would have gotten it through. In the end, Death Prophet ending up really low HP, but yep, the Viper just prevailing in mid, just marking it like his territory here right now. He's like, yeah, you shall not stay in mid, and yeah, he's doing it fine, absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking really good for Immunity at the moment, just across every single lane almost. Yes, the Faceless Void is struggling a little bit, but I mean, he got one kill for himself, so what more could you hope for from that lane? But top lane, the heroes are grouped up as well, 3 heroes from Kingdom. They want to apply some pressure, but the Swarm comes out. I mean, it's annoying enough, so the Pauls will be able to just stop the push completely.
Yep, but it's also three times, like, nice gold. That's something you should not forget about. Like the Swarm, it's always cool, but if you have that Weaver build spamming the Swarm all the time, then it's actually getting quite tasty in gold. It's always like the gold value is 29 to 36 gold of the bugs, and yeah, sure, why not? I mean, it's additional CS.
I mean, it never hurts really, just any gold. And Toot actually is really close to his mech now, 200 gold away only on the Razor, so gonna get it like 10 minutes into the game. Of course, has Brown boost of speed as well as Magic Stick, so nothing too much on top of that, but it's enough. They find balls, but I mean, this Weaver, there's nothing stopping him. I mean, the only things they have is gonna be the silence from the Death Prophet as well as the pounce from Slark.
Yep.
But even landing the pounce might be hard already.
And it seems like he's going for a Linken's, and that Linken's makes it of course a lot harder than in the future. Like, you have to get that Linken's off him, so Disruption can't be the first spell on him. And that's, yeah, quite inconvenient, especially for the combo they have. And by the way, this combo, the Shadow Weave Disruption, like, we haven't seen it on any target so far, so Kingdom is not getting the goal of that draft together. I mean, they drafted this entire thing for a purpose, but so far this purpose is just being left out, and they go just for a passive game. In the mid, the Viper is completely dominating. The Razor is, well, having less farm than the Weaver doing quite nicely, and the Void was all the time in the lane, and he did just amazingly. The Slark, like, he was driven out of lane and even killed. So it's not really going for Kingdom at the moment.
Yeah, and Godot, he's smoked up on the Faceless Void. He has the Chronosphere Risk, he's not level 6 yet, so no Chain Frost. But even without that, they can probably burst down one hero pretty damn fast. But 2D has his mech now, so if he doesn't die in the Chronosphere, he can potentially survive. Just pop the mech, pop the magic stick, and try to run away. But he's left solo now. Yeah, the TP's out from the supports actually. So Kingdom, now 3 heroes are on the bottom lane, and their supports, they've been rotating around quite a lot to no avail, but they smoke up as a 3-man unit and maybe, just maybe, finally find something.
Yeah, the problem is that the same thing is happening on the other side of the map. So we have in the top lane 3 people just waiting for it with the next chrono, but at the same time there's a smoke. But maybe they find the Rasta here. That, of course, is one option. The disruption has to come out, but oh yeah, the pounce actually hitting there. Is there a disruption? Oh, he puts the wards directly on top of him, but now there's a chrono and they're all in it.
Yeah, the Mass Serpent was on right-clicking away. Twitty comes in, the mech music is still alive, gets his Shadow Dance off. Goldot gonna get pounced up as well, Static Link is there. Can you actually escape the Exorcism? Oh, but the Chain Frost is coming around, they're gonna run into it, oh man, Slark. He can't survive another bounce. That was a little bit unfortunate, and in the end, Kingdom, they still lose to and only get the Shadow Shaman, who more or less died exactly at the start of the fight, only got his ultimate off.
Yep, and the Weaver is farming at the same time. That is, of course, also the downside. So this was a very awkward engagement, and the Rasta, his last will was perfect. Like those wards locking in the Shadow Demon, making sure he doesn't run away. And I mean, even though the chrono was on top of the ward, still, like afterwards, they did quite some damage there, and they couldn't go this way back. They had to circle around, and yep, the positioning was definitely nice. But as I said, the Weaver, he just farmed 2 creep waves while all this was happening, plus he gets a tower on top of it. He's suddenly there with 2.1k gold. So, yep, you couldn't ask for more as a Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, it's going so well, and he's almost 2,000 net worth ahead of the highest tier side, which is the Death Prophet with 4k. And he's heading towards an extremely fast Linken Sphere if that's his item choice, which, I mean, with the Ring of Health, it most likely will be. Mech finished on the Viper as well, and Slicks with Power Threads and the Ring of Aquila. It's just looking so good for Immunity. Looking at the early graphs, 12 minutes, 30 minutes into the game, 4,000 gold lead for Immunity, almost 5k in XP. And Kingdom, they just don't have the highest comeback lineup, and mid lane, Godot, he goes in, gets the time lock as well, but Fixers had an Invis rune and he's safe.
Yep, but still, the Weaver, now even with the Shadow Shaman, they're just going for it. Maybe even the Mass Serpent wards are coming out. They would be ready right now. Oh no, yep. Is he using it? There is a rotation. The Slark is actually coming in, but the wards directly on top of the Pound's not connecting, and he's just TPing out. There shouldn't be any interrupt. No, there's not an interrupt possible. So right now, Immunity, they apply pressure on 2 towers. Like this is Mass Serpent wards on 1, and in the mid they're also already working on it. The Chronosphere would be ready if they want to, and there's a Chrono, but the Viper, wow, Viper, I was about thinking maybe he goes in there, but no, was just on the edge, so they secure a kill. And well, it was not enough for the tower top. Still, both towers really low, and a nice little bonus kill, the cherry on top. Do you hate me or something?
Oh man, this old chat. Yes, the hate is real, and man, I really like that the Mass Serpent wards weren't actually used to bring the tower down to deny range. He used the last right clicks of the Mass Serpent wards to do damage to, I think it was the Dazzle. So actually microing the Mass Serpent wards as well. Don't see it every time, but if you're a good enough player, that's always something you should do. And with the tower like that falls, you can just split push it down and make it so that it actually doesn't get denied, so no gold lost like that.
Yep, absolutely, and well, it's looking good for them. We have 40 minutes in, swapping to net worth and having the first look at the crafts, and let's see what we got there. 5k for Immunity, and on the other side, well, an experience in gold that was like, well, a little dent in the craft still. On both crafts they're just fine, about 2.5k now in gold, so this is exactly reflecting what we saw so far, but it seems
look
like
at the Slark.
Kingdom,
He's coming in from behind. He's gonna get the jump on risk as well. The Pounce is there, but he gets hexed up. Does he have the Dark Pact? Yeah, he has the Shadow Dance for sure, so he's gonna heal up a little bit. Chain Frost is already bouncing around. Actually back to the creep, so risk goes down. He won. Oh man, the Chain Frost actually got it back to Musica, but 1 for 0. Exorcism is there. They might get the tier 1 as well. So Kingdom, I mean, I bet they were hoping for more out of this, but they'll be happy with what they got.
Yep, definitely, and this is something that Kingdom had to do. Like, they use actually the Cliff right now just to prevent the Weaver from doing more spot pushy, salvaging that tower somehow. Oh, but in the mid, that was a nice TP out by the Shadow Demon, but in the end the Dazzle, he's gonna die, I'm pretty sure. He has no mana, nothing, maybe with a stick, but it should be enough. Oh, the last Shadow Wave after the stick, perfectly done. The Faceless Void is actually gonna get the kill on the Shadow Demon. Nevertheless, Like the Viper pounds on him, and this time the TP was just not enough. Let's see if that Slark is going for more. I mean, he has still cooldown on his ultimate. 2 seconds, 1 second, but nice disjoint there. It's just leaping out, and well, this way they most likely get that tower. I don't even think they need the Master Open wards. If they want to, they could probably even save it for the next tower. If they go, problem is the Viper is relatively low.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have any mana either, really. I mean, if he had mana, in 30 seconds time could have just popped the mech and be fine potential, but Slark, does he really want to come back in for the kill? I mean, Slick's definitely not an easy target, even without the mech. The pounce misses as well, so...
Yep,
yeah,
and
man,
he can't
the
chase
corrosive
him.
skin.
Like, yeah, corrosive skin plus the frost armor, you just can't chase a target like this, and whatever that means, but Viper... I translated into, leave me alone. F off,
Yeah, it
please.
might be something like that, and they're actually gonna get another tier 1, once again, without the Master Serpent Wars. They had the double damage on Shatan as well.
Yep. This time they might actually want to go for more, but there are the rotations already in, and well, the chrono would have been one option. It's ready again, but unfortunately it's a level 1 chrono, so he might as well just go for that small camp, and that should be enough for a level 2 chrono before he gets it off the next time. But the most interesting part, and that is what I like about Immunity, we saw that of Titan today in the first games already. Like, they play as 4-man all the time, force Kingdom to just answer whatever they demand, pretty much, from lane to lane, tower to tower, get the objectives done, get the trades still in their favor, while the Weaver is just farming. I mean, obviously this is not a Lycan, but a Weaver, when a Weaver gets fat, then it's a bad time for Kingdom. And at the moment, Kingdom, the replies are common. They're trying to stop Immunity, but not really efficiently. And now, with that level 2 chrono, he's looking for something.
Yeah, they're gonna go in, get the Hex immediately because Shatan had the blink already. Master Serpent Wars deployed, and actually nice defensive disruption, but he's still gonna be trapped. The Chronosphere gets smashes, so no Shallow Graves, no nothing coming out. Wood is somehow still alive thanks to the mech, but does fall in the end. The Chronosphere was actually just kind of a zoning one.
Grave. Yeah, that was just, you shall not Shallow Grave. That's pretty much all about it. The Slark versus the Weaver on top, but to be honest, this Slark is fighting a lost cause here. I don't think he can do anything against that Weaver. Like, a worst case scenario, he's just gonna time-lapse. I mean, the Slark has a similar ultimate. He's getting out with his Shadow Dance, but in the end, it's really just Slark saying hello, maybe grabbing some stacks off the Weaver, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, the Weaver, he definitely isn't afraid of anything, I think, really, that Kingdom has to throw at him, and Musica, he's trying to man-fight, but Balls, he's just winning that fight so easy. Shatan is there as well now, he has the blink, can't get the blink, but the Shadow Dance is there just before the Hex comes out.
Yep, easy one there. And to be honest, I think Kingdom, they should group up. Just like we saw in the mid where they had a tower +1, which was their best trade so far in this game. And I think they just replicate it, just go for it again. But oh, Weaver, the pound's actually connecting here now, time-lapsing out. Next Chikuchi is still 2 seconds away, but yeah, there's no pounds, nothing to lock them in place. Exactly what you said already in the draft. They just don't have enough lockdown for Weaver to hold him in place, and he's just getting out. That's pretty much it. While on the rest of the map, Immunity is just farming well at the moment.
Yeah, man. They even have a Hand of Midas on Godot running for some time now. He got it rather late, though. He had the Power Treads, Poor Man's Shield, Orb of Venom, and even a Mask of Death before that. But now Mask of Madness also finished, man. Just unbelievably farmed. Although, Fixers, he's level 11, level 2 Exorcism. They want to go for some push of their own and Immunity. I'm not too sure if they can actually make it there in time with the rotations to stop it.
Yep, absolutely. Like, this tower is gone. They won't even use the clip for it. Why should they? But at the same time, we have the Faceless Void. In the background, there is of course the Lich helping with that push, and they have to decide going for more or answering this. And yep, it seems like the answer is coming immediately. They don't want to lose more towers for obvious reasons, but finally Kingdom made a play, like saying, guys, come on, let's go at least with 4 or 3 and make something happen. We have, after all, an Exorcism, and theoretically, an Exorcism, if you play on Dire side, you should really use it on cooldown, go for a push, and then if you have done a proper trade, you go into Roshan, maybe use it there as well. That's how it should look like, but at the moment, Kingdom just too passive. But at least they get some of the objectives done, getting, yeah, bolster their gold disadvantage. I don't know, or maybe they even go back on it. We have to see. Gold-wise, no, Immunity is still climbing. I mean, it stagnated a bit the last minute or so, but we're still above the 7.5k mark here. And when it comes to experience, there we are, like heading towards the 12k mark. Now, Smoke, bottom, and the Razor.
He's so done for. Actually, they don't see him yet, but finally they have vision of him. They're gonna slow him down. Hexed up. Even the Mass Serpent was to trap him in. Smashy once again. Chronosphere on the Dazzle. It's gonna be an extremely easy kill.
Yep.
So
I like what the Void is doing here. He's trying to be effective. He completely realized that the Razor is dead either way. So he tried to go for the Chrono on a secondary target, and it worked out. It's a 2-for-0 trade. Unfortunately, the Ward's of course not in range for the tower, but now he's jumping on the Death Prophet, but Kiilstofte.
I mean, actually, time walk out on the Weaver as well. That didn't want to get silenced, but Rakan now. Man, this Shadow Demon just goes down so damn fast. Balls with the last right clicks, gets an easy kill. Godot gonna TP out. Demonic Purge, not enough damage. And they just lose 3 heroes, get literally nothing in return.
Yep, there is a TP in by the Razor, so they drive him out here with Crypt Swarm and Plasma Field. That should be enough still to just get rid of them. But oh, there are nice pounds here. Look at the silence, like the Lich and the Weaver really low. No time lapse, no nothing, but there's still the Viper slowing the Razor down at the moment with the Viper Strike, but still, they have to get away. The mech was ready again, so they make it out here, but oh, nice chain first. They get 1 down, but oh, Weaver, you really gotta be careful.
Yeah, the Sheik's going for the TP out as well. He's gonna be successful as music. He got Shackle, now Shatan. He's the one to TP Disruption. No, not gonna be there, but the damage will be enough. But still, man, just losing the supports. Not too bad unless Slick's going for another TP out. Where's the Disruption? It's off cooldown, but he doesn't get in range.
Too bad. That's too bad. Like, if the Shadow Demon was just, I don't know, 2 steps closer to the Viper, that might have been a nice turnaround there after all. But yeah, I think Immunity, they were a bit too confident. Like, they stuck around. Like, after they popped that mech, I think they could have just ran for their lives and would have made it out, but this way they lost some heroes. Still, I don't think there's too much damage done, because in the meantime the Void is having some farm. How much damage did they actually get on the tower? Well, because of the Mass Serpent Wards not being in a proper position just for a team fight there, like only 50%, but the Void in the meantime, he's just having a blast, just like the Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I want to say is that I was kind of hoping for the Dazzle to go for a Medallion of Courage, just speed up the Roshan and whatnot. Especially in trying to counteract the Ice Armor, the Frost Armor from the Lich a little bit. But going for a Force Staff instead, it looks like. Of course, can be used to save people just as well. But Musica blink in, gonna get the Pouncer risk as well. The Dark Pact comes through, but the Hex is there, Mass Serpent force Musica. Is he gonna go down? Nice defensive disruption to just stop the shackles from happening. He has the Shadow Dance if needed, but pounces out to safety. But of course, Risk survives as well, so Balls, does he really want to go in like that? He's gonna get silenced up and lose his life.
That was too ambitious, like running directly through a sentry ward there, and perfect reaction by the Death Prophet, just silencing before he could really go in, finish the job with another Gemini attack, and then yeah, just time lapse out. So this silence, the Weaver, I guess a bit too overconfident here after he had such a good game so far. I guess that was a bit too much for his ego. At least he's back to reality. He is mortal. That's something he has to keep in mind, and the Death Prophet just reminded him of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you get for going for Lincoln Sphere when you just have an AoE silence against you. And actually, I mean, there's not too much single target as it is from Kingdom. They have Demonic Purge, Disruption, the potential Poison Touch, which isn't even skill at the moment, and a Static Link. So, I mean, it's not like the Lincolns is just stopping anything huge.
Yep. It's, as I said, it's mainly for the disruption, which I can understand, but well, besides that, the Lincoln doesn't have the best protection here. But oh, we have a smoke. Immunity, is that for Roche? Is that for fight plus Roche? And yeah, they go in, double chrono.
Yeah, should be easy kills. The chain for us to follow up as well. I mean, easy bounces, double kill is there. They might even get the kill on Fixer Shatan. The blink is on cooldown for another 5 seconds, and Fixer's of course so damn speedy. 4 points into Witchcraft. Even going for a Bloodstone now actually, but Shatan, he gets the blink shackles. Yep, time walk to slow him down. Viper Strike as well. The Shallow Grave is going to be there. Actually, it's like the first Shallow Grave I've seen this game almost, it feels like, but doesn't even matter in the end.
Nope, it doesn't. Now the question is this a Roshan? Or is this just going for the tier 2? For the tier 2, unfortunately, I mean, they skipped the creep wave, which means that the lane is not pushed out, so I think we might see a Roshan with 2 people down, especially those 2 that can be really dangerous, like the Slark just pouncing in, or the Death Prophet like using you before you grab the Aegis, anything like that. Of course the Exorcism as well. But yeah, Master Weapon Wards used for the Roshan. Roshan really low, they're coming in, the Razor knows what's going on, but it's nothing he can do. Or He snatched the Aegis. He has a
Blink
fucking
Razor
Blink
for the
Dagger.
win, man. He's gonna lose it immediately, or is it the Shallow Graves there? He's dealing a lot of damage, Musica. Wants to get balls, but the pounce unfortunately dodged by balls at the same time. They still might get the kill on Godot. He's out of mana and taken out, man. 2D, Blink, Razor, big plays.
It's so legend what he just did. It's just amazing. I can't even believe I saw that. I was like, you know, I didn't expect him before he came close to the Rosh pit. I was just like, ah, yeah, it's a Razor, you know, he's just gonna do some harass with the plasma field, everything's gonna be fine. But no, he actually bought a goddamn Blink Dagger and he snatched the Aegis. What an amazing play. And with that, Exorcism is still up. They go for this tier 2 tower. Cliff is still there to be used, but sure, no chrono for 25 seconds. And this might be, yeah, a nice objectives and a nice turnaround. I mean, I wouldn't even call it turnaround, but it's definitely something that ruins Immunity's day here. They were like, yeah, easy Roshan, then we go for the next fight, get the last outer tower, bottom lane. But no, that didn't go as planned. Absolutely not.
Yeah, for a little while I even thought that 2D is just gonna lose the Aegis immediately as he snatched it, but the Shallow Grave actually managed to keep him up for long enough for the heals to follow up. And just denying the Aegis and getting to it for yourself, so huge. It definitely stops Immunity's momentum a little bit, but with the deficit that they have, it's still a 10k gold lead, 15,000 XP lead for Immunity and Godot. Time Walk onto the hill, forced half back down from Risk. And they're just hungry for blood at the moment. They got humiliated a little bit and they want to return the favor.
I mean, it was only the snatch on the Aegis, but the good thing is, and that was the amazing play about it, besides the Blink Dagger action, he actually was alive. Like, he actually survived this, which means for the next fights they have a Razor with the Aegis. And Aegis on a Razor is one of the best items anyway, because you can even pop your ultimates, you can pretty much pop everything. And like, even besides your corpse, the Eye of the Storm is, for example, still ticking on, so that's why I like the Aegis on the Razor, besides him being here like the most promising core on Kingdom, of course, at the moment. But yep, this is a big achievement, besides of course the tier 2 that follow up on this. But the Aegis, this is something Immunity has to fight through the next fight, so I think Kingdom is completely willing to go for the next fight. Razor can bait, Razor can tank, because he knows, okay guys, through one chrono I might die, but then afterwards I'm coming back, and this looks then much better for us.
Yeah, and actually, in Kingdom, yes, they are getting some items. If it's gonna be an Eye of Skydian Slark, he's getting decently close to that as well, but balls. He has a Desolator on the Weaver, and just the damage output increase from that one item is so huge on that hero.
Yep. And well, so far, I don't know. It seems like that Immunity is like, oh damn it guys, what did we just do? Like, they're holding back right now, but they're still quite efficient, because the Void is farming the entire enemy jungle while they farm their own jungle as well, plus 2 lanes. So when it comes to efficiency, experience and gold, then Immunity is doing just a better job at the moment, like without a doubt. That's the good thing about it, like having a Void just, you know, going for the jungle, Weaver going for lanes and jungle on the other side. And Immunity, they stick together because they know that's the only way they can do something. They need the disruption in the vicinity, they need the Shallow Grave. That's how you survive through that chrono, that's why they picked it. That's why this draft is even happening, but oh well. They're also, like, directly, look at this observer ward, they see everything. They just saw the 3 people here going into their own jungle, so they know, okay guys, there's at least 3 or 4 people on the Radiant side. Death Prophet already starting here, Crypt Swarm clearing out the creep wave. There is a triple creep wave pretty much, at least range creeps. And the question is now, Exorcism, yes or no?
I mean, it doesn't look like they want to use it at the moment. Especially since they have the Aegis still, they might even try to pressure high ground with the Exorcism.
They dropped this tower, they're not defending it. The Weaver at the same time trying to push top. He has a Desolator done, which we haven't mentioned yet, but well, the question is really like, go for it, commit to it, or let the Weaver maybe even enter high ground on your side, but who's faster than in pushing? Like you fighting against 4, or the Weaver fighting against no one, but PvE pretty much. But they decide to just go back. They're happy about this tier 2 tower, and I think they should be.
Yeah, they most likely will. I mean, it was a freebie, to say the least, at the moment. And with this, the Bloodstone is finished on Fixer's Death Prophet. He's still not level 16 yet. He I mean, if Kingdom had level 16, I think they would have just gone high ground with the Exorcism.
Yep. Yeah, but I think they should, because like the longer this game goes, like the more dangerous it also gets. I mean, just one good chrono and the Weaver besides that, like even if the chrono fails, the Weaver is quite a hard target to get down already. I mean, it's a Weaver, 1.5k HP, like he's gonna go... Yep, he just picked up the ultimate orb, so... Well, let's see what that is. What do you think?
On Weaver, I think Manta style? I guess it has to be Manta style, get rid of the silence of the Death Prophet.
Yep, I think that's the only thing that makes really sense. Like the Death Prophet silence, it is a 6-second silence, so therefore it really hurts on a Weaver, because surviving 6 seconds as a squishy bug till you can use your time lapse, that's quite something. So Manta style, I guess it's good because he also has a Desolator. He can use the Manta illusions as well to like just split push here and there, send them on the high ground, debuff the tower for the creeps, etc. It's not the worst thing, but of course there are better items in my opinion on it though.
You mean, there are for sure, but they just have to make do with what they've got at the moment, more or less, just to make sure that nothing catches them really too off guard, or if it does, they have an answer for that. At the One Kingdom, they lost their Aegis now, but looks like they want to go aggressive as they lose the Aegis. Eye of Sky, of course, is Fiends and the Slark, so that's a pretty huge item pickup. Fixers has a Haste Rune bottled up, activated now.
Yep.
And there's no tier 2 mid lane.
I love how 2D also, he keeps his Blink Dagger. He's like, yeah guys, like it worked once, we go for more. And he's like, yep, 900 gold away from more push, pretty much. With the Arcanum Scepter, there's more to come. But it seems like they commit, while the Weaver is still doing the split push top here, and he's gonna reach high ground right now. Still has 10 seconds till the next creeps come, and well, I don't know if they really want to go back, but it seems like it. Nope, Shadow Demon already dead, even without the chrono, and now they're just running for their lives while the Weaver is already doing the damage. Look at this, the tier 3 tower going down, and they just have to follow the ghosts.
Go Dota, he might be able to time walk. Come on, time walk, chrono, not in range. Fixers even finds a region rune as well. So it was almost a tier 3 top lane, probably gonna get denied here. I mean, definitely a good trade for immunity, and they're at a pretty decent position to just push tier 2 themselves now.
This split push just works out completely fine. Like, I mean, if you compare the damage, like just ignoring the Shadow Demon being even dead, but still, this is like a third damage on a tier 3 tower versus a tower almost brought down completely. That is, yeah, just not a trade you want to do. And now they're gonna get that tier 2 tower. Cliff is not available, so I think they might just see this like a turnaround, as in they go on high ground.
And Tweedy actually doesn't really want to go aggressive. Music, he comes in as well. The pounce misses on risk. He had a ghost scepter as well anyway. But Tweedy, can he catch up to anybody? Go out. He's gonna pop the Chronosphere. Actually catches 4 heroes. Chain Frost to bounce around. But they're not committing to it.
Nope, they don't want to. Even though it's nicely bouncing between all those heroes. Even once more on 2D where it finishes. But they were like, just, okay guys, no, we don't need to. Because we have a Weaver. And look what the Weaver does. The funny part is that the Weaver, if I was the Weaver, I would have gone top and get that tower. But he wanted to go mid, was debuffing it, just doing a bit damage, but yeah, I think getting the top tower would have been better, just to make sure next time those creep waves even push out, they don't have a tower, which means in the end you can even start chipping, yeah, some HP away from the range tracks, making that creep wave even stronger. But yeah, he decided to just go for equal push.
Yeah, man, I was also pretty damn positive that that's gonna be exactly what he does. Push in the creeper mid lane, no backdoor protection, and go to top lane. I mean, he could take the tower top in without, or with the backdoor protection rather, just having the Desolator and the damage. But Kingdom, they have bought themselves some time. Aghanim Scepter finished on 2D as well. Not overly convinced that it's gonna be enough with just the amount of farm immunities getting. There's even a Heart of Tarrasque on Viper now. I mean,
Yep.
it's just,
What's
gonna kill the Viper?
I just don't see this Viper dying anymore. Like, it's a 3k HP Viper with a mech, and there will be a Manta coming up soon as well. It's quite a nuisance, this Viper. Like, you commit so much to just kill this one hero. I don't think that's working. But for now, Kingdom, just stick to the objectives. Exorcism is coming out. It's the tier 2 top they want. It's also the last outer tower here, so both teams would have lost all their outer towers after this one. But still, overall immunity, they just say like, okay, if you use your exorcism for it, we might as well just come back, especially because we have the split push. And look what's happening. We might actually see the Shadow Shaman coming in, but the rotations, yep, already happening. The Razor coming into the mid. Maybe they can go for the Slark, but for the Slark they also need...
Godot, can you get the time lock? Actually uses the Chronosphere to kill off Drakan. Asshole!
Asshole. But yeah, it's true, like he's always focused on the Shadow Demon, but it might also be just for the reason, oh, there's Shackles here on the Death Prof, and now it's about the Weaver's damage here. He still has Yules, but look at the damage, even with the Manta style, it's just insane. The Yules scepter being used by the Mac, buying some time, but these wards, Shallow Crave, the Death Prophet committed suicide in the Shallow Crave. I don't understand. Razor is getting the, I don't know, the kill on the Rasta, but okay, they want more.
Yeah, first hit bash from Godot to Solo Music. He comes in, but going for Slicks, man. What a wrong target to go for. Viper Strike onto 2D as well. There's another Shallow Grave, though. He might survive the time locks, keeping him in place. The Swarm is there. The heals, they're not going to be enough. He loses the gem, Smashy. Time Walk to slow him down. He has a Ghost Scepter to buy some time, but that's all it's going to do. I mean, slowed down by the Poison Attack falls. Gonna get disrupted with Musica. He's so damn tanky with Eye of Sky, but it's not going to be enough. Silence, don't want to risk, and Godot. Another Shallow Grave. They're just keeping people alive left and right with Musica. Does he really want to go back in? I don't think so. The poison damage going to bring him down. And Balls just going to clean up house. Death Prophet, he's back already, but just going to die once again. And
that
yes,
Viper,
he goes down.
That Viper just doesn't care. He's like diving through tier 4 towers and now it's just going out because he can, because there's no stuns. And in the meantime, the viewer was like, okay, sure, I can do some damage. Problem is, there's the backdoor protection. It just kicked in because they just dove so far without any creeps. But this shows how, yeah, immunity is leading this game here. Like, we are at 25k experience, 15 above 15k even in gold. And to be honest, this was a deep dive. If there was any support by creeps, for example, they could have done at least one set of racks, maybe even a second. At least they got buybacks out. We have one buyback here by the Slark. The Death Prophet actually respawned relatively fast, obviously because he had the Bloodstone, but then again, I don't know why he suicided there right away, because he could still stall some time when he was in the Shallow Crave, but there was Shallow Crave and he just suicided on it, but oh, Invisible Leash.
I think they pinged it out. I mean, Drakan, he got body blocked for just a second, and the Pinks game, they don't... Oh, they have the gem. Oh, man. Disruption. Epic bait, Musica. Gonna get the Pounce follow-up, and Risk, well, even if the Ghost Scepter, he's gonna go down.
Yep, perfect setup. This is also the gem. Is this a second gem? Wait.
Yeah, it was an immunities gem at the moment.
Okay, so they lost the gem, but they don't necessarily need it. I mean, for immunity as such, it's just a dewarding gem, pretty much. That's all about it.
Can you answer me this, man? Why Music? Oh, actually he's mid-pounce but still get caught in the Chronosphere Godot. He has a Daedalus for the damage output. The Shallow Grave is there, Musica. He's gonna make it out, but man, that Chrono in that position as Pulse, they kill off Razor on the top lane with Shatan. But why did the Slark just go and focus Viper in the top fight to begin with? I mean, I still can't wrap my head around that.
I mean, the Viper as such, it's a nice target to actually get some nice stats off. But in this case, I think he focused on the Viper because he knew that the Viper is gonna follow the Razor. And the Razor actually there, like, if he would have just held him in place for a bit longer, 2D might have gotten out because there was still disruption, there was still the Shallow Crave. That might have been a nice opportunity to get him out of there. But nope, it just didn't happen. Like, he pounced on him, but the Viper was completely ignoring the Slark, which you pretty much can if you have like 3.1k HP and like 19 armor. Then this Slark is just not... yeah, impressive at all. But yeah, that's my only explanation actually.
Man, this Slicks hasn't even died, and going for a butterfly it looks like. Yeah, picks up an Eagle song, so man, this Viper is gonna be so hard to be brought down. I mean, I'm not saying he's unkillable because most of the time when people say that, what happens next? That hero dies.
Yeah. No, but I think immunity, I think they could push and successfully take a team fight here. There's also Roshan. Maybe Roshan is the one thing they're waiting for. Like, that either team who gets the next Roshan fight is like doing the move, or at least forcing out buybacks of the other team. That's the only thing. But right now, it's immunity. It seems like they want to wait for Kingdom to get on that Roshan. right now. They're all going back to their base because they don't know if they smoked up or not. There is no vision except for this one observer ward here, but no one showed there in this region. So let's see what's happening. The Weaver is now showing, which means there could still be a smoke, 4-man smoke somewhere. But it seems like they're going out. Just checking Roshan. Yes, that was just the plasma field checking if they go for Roshan.
And they would be able to do it so fast if they just wanted to, but they've actually smoked up balls. Looks like to be the bait on the Weaver. But Godot, he's doing so much damage as well, and he has a PKB, of course, down to 8 seconds, but this jDL just boosts his damage so much.
Yep, absolutely. And now there's another smoke. This time it wasn't under any observer ward, so if they hurry up, they even get into this rush bait without showing anything. In the meantime, we had the Weaver illusions just going a bit for the tower. Or actually, no, wasn't even focusing on a tower, but they get Roshan. The question is now, how fast are they? With the Daedalus on the Faceless Void and an activated Mask of Madness, well, let's see. I think they're coming in. We're gonna see an epic fight here.
Yeah, Balls finally came in with the minus armor and speeding up the Roche, but is it a little bit too late? No, the Blink 2D is a little bit too late there, unfortunately this time around. Will we see a Chronosphere? Godot actually pops it, but Kiilstofte is buying some time for fixers. They have a defensive disruption if need be, and Godot is going to go for Drakan next. Shatan hexes him up, easy kills and fixer. He activates the Chronosphere, but if he goes down now, even with a buyback, he doesn't have his ultimate anymore. But Ghost Scepter is saving his life for the time being. A 2-for-1 exchange as it is, and there's no buyback on Razor.
Well, I don't think that was really worth it. Like 2D, you put everything on one card here. He was like, okay, I blink in, snatch that Aegis, and we have a chance. If not, then we're screwed. So in the mid at the moment, the creep wave is, that's the fun fact here, the creep wave is actually reaching the Radiant base. There's no creep wave pushed out anywhere. So they can't even like capitalize on this one. So Razor down, Shadow Demon down, but there's nothing to do as in go in high ground. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, a little bit of a shame to be honest for Immunity. I mean, they're just so far ahead, but excellent plays by Kingdom, just pushing out all the lanes, giving enough momentum to them. And since Immunity, I mean, Balls was kind of pushing out bottom lane, but the rest of the four were just smoked up. So maybe kind of overlooking the laning situation or just where the lanes are at actually.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, they're like
just
22k
playing around
gold.
at the moment. It really feels like they're playing around because like with that Chrono, the Chrono at the moment with the damage that's also coming in the background is like a guaranteed -1 or -2. Now that they have like that they even have the Aegis, I really think if they would go right now 5-man, just 5-man somewhere, they could easily make this fight. Chrono on the Death Prophet or the Razor, getting one of the cores out. Buybacks are not available on the Razor, for example. We have buybacks now again ready on the Death Prophet, but that's it. Like those two, like if you get the Razor down and it's only the Death Prophet, you can get him even with defensive disruptions and with the Shallow Crave and the Kiilstofte. These are all just there to stall some time, but overall you still get him.
And Immunity, they got their next set of items on their two carries. Balls having a Butterfly as well as Slicks on the Viper. Shatan, of course, had the Aghanim Scepter for at least 5 minutes now, I think.
Yep.
The game has just slowed down so extremely much that both teams just kind of farming up and not doing much of anything. We're going to see like a couple of skirmishes, or at least we have seen like 2 or 1 heroes dying for either side, and everybody's back to farming.
Yeah, like these butterflies, like if you look at it, like right now we have a Slark who won't do any damage. He decided to go for a Basher with the 3k gold he had, so he will be far away from an MKV. That means if you focus the Viper or the Weaver, you will just see a lot of misses by the top. They get the range tracks, and now we're gonna see a huge fight. Chrono is ready. It's all about, does that Chrono actually do something?
They get the pounce onto Shatan though. Will he get the, actually no Ghost Scepter, no nothing. Plasma Field helps out with the kill as well a little bit. So Musica, he's at the right side, and now there's the Chronosphere onto 2 core heroes. Balls actually was focusing on 2D for a little while. Musica, Shallow Graved up, but they get the time lock. Godot, is he gonna follow up there as well? No, the pounce comes out, and Godot, he has the time walk now if he wants to use it. Balls though, getting the kill, snatching it away from him. Smashy, even he's gonna go down into this, slowed down to oblivion, and GG called.
Yep, that is just easy going. I mean, the Shadow Shaman, like before that we actually saw him doing quite some nice plays. Like his last build was always like just get that wards out, but here he was kinda surprised by the Slark getting that close, landing the pounce, and also getting like a second hit stun on him. But either way, it happened what we saw like 10-15 minutes ago. that last Roshan fight, if Kingdom would have won this, maybe the game would have lasted like 10 minutes longer or so. But Kingdom, they were so far behind here. You saw it on the cores, and if you just look at the farm of immunity, it's just insane. Either way, game 2 will be up in just a second, guys, so hang in there. This is a 2-game series.